Chase's place for a game of poker. Dillon raised a brow.
The last time I played poker with you all, I almost lost the shirt off my back, he said, unable to suppress a grin.
Dare gave him a huge pat on that back. All I can say to that, Dillon, is welcome to the family. Chapter 1. Have you totally lost your mind, Pam? No matter what you say, we can't let you do it. You've given up so much for us already. We just can't. Pamela Novak smiled as she glanced over her shoulder and saw the three militant faces frowning at her, and quickly decided it would be best to give them her full attention. Drying her hands on a towel, she turned away from the sink to face them. She wondered what it would take to make her sisters see reason and understand that she had to do what she had to do. Not just for her own benefit, but mainly for theirs. Fletcher was pushing for a Christmas wedding, and here it was the first week in November already. So far they hadn't set a date, but he would bring it up every time she saw him. He'd let it be known that he didn't want a long engagement, and considering everything, a long engagement wouldn't be in her best interest either. She nibbled on her bottom lip, trying to come up with a quick yet effective strategy. If she could convince her sister Jillian of the importance of what she had to do, then Paige and Nadia would quickly come on board. But convincing Jillian was the big challenge. Jill didn't like Fletcher. And what makes you think it's something I'm being forced to do rather than something I want to do? Pamela finally decided to ask the three of them. Of course, it was Jillian who stepped out to speak. Jill, as she was called by most people in Gamble, Wyoming, at 17 was a senior in high school and was a spitfire. She was also smart as a whip. It was Pam's most fervent desire for Jill to leave Gamble next fall to attend the University of Wyoming in Laramie and pursue her dreams of one day becoming a neurosurgeon. And Paige, 15, and Nadia, 13, would soon be ready to pursue their aspirations. Pam wanted to make sure that funds were available for college when that time came. She also wanted to make sure that if her sisters wanted to return to Gamble, they would still have a home here. Pam felt certain that accepting Fletcher's marriage proposal made those things possible. You're sacrificing your happiness, Pam. We aren't stupid. What woman in her right mind would want to marry a jerk like Fletcher Mallard? Jill boldly said. Pam had to fight to keep a straight face when she said, He is not a jerk. In fact, Fletcher is a nice man. When he's not being obnoxious and arrogant, which is most of the time. Already he thinks he can run things around here. We've been doing just fine without him, was Jill's bitter response. Jill took a quick breather and then went on to say, We don't care if we lose this house, and it wouldn't bother us in the least if we don't get a college education. We refuse to let you marry the likes of that man to protect what you see as our bright futures. Speaking of futures, you should be back in California working on a real movie instead of spending your time teaching students at the acting school. You got a degree in drama, Pam. Being an actress has always been your dream, your passion. You shouldn't have given it up for us. Pam inhaled deeply. She had been through all of this before with her sisters. The problem was that they knew too much about the situation, something she wished hadn't happened. Unfortunately for her, they had been home that day when Lester Gadling, her father's attorney, had dropped by to deliver the bad news, and they had overheard Lester's words. But I'm not in California. I'm perfectly satisfied being here in Gamble and running the acting school, giving others the same opportunity that was given to me, she countered. She paused for a second and then said, Listen, ladies, I've made these decisions because I love you. And we love you too, Pammy, Nadia replied. But we can't let you give up the chance to one day meet a really nice guy and... Fletcher is a nice guy, she interjected. However, all she received for her effort were 3 pairs of rolling eyes. No, he's not, Paige spoke up to say. I was in the bank one day when he went off on one of the tellers for making him wait in line for so long. He thinks he's all that, just because he owns a chain of grocery stores. Okay, you saw his bad side just that one time, Pam said. Deep down, he's a kind person. He's willing to help us out, isn't he? Yes, but look what he'll be getting. Our home and the most beautiful single woman in Gamble, Jill pointed out. A single